Alright, so I got some words over here. You can see that right now I have a bunch of layers going on, and every time I move more letters over, I'm going to have more and more layers. So when you have a couple of words ready to go, you can certainly lay them out. Oops. Undo that. I'm not really that concerned with the size of each of the words. You can work kind of large, especially at the beginning, and you have to make some choices here. You want to find out, and you can look at some samples from the other projects. You got to decide on how you want these letters to be. Do you want them all kind of like up and down like this? Do you want them all crooked? You can't just make one crooked and the rest all straight. It doesn't. You need a kind of a theme or a sort of a format to follow. So let's say that I want each one to be a little bit crooked. So I'll just go ahead and start rotating them a little bit. But once again, I'm not really that concerned about the size right now. This is all adjustments that we're going to make. Okay. Do this, you don't have to do this at the end of each word, like as you get each word done. But you should do this frequently. Alright. So what I'm doing right now is I'm setting up my first word, like the way I want these letters to be. I'm kind of up and down. Some of the letters can be kind of big, some can be a little bit smaller, because it's a ransom note, so you're going to have a bit of a what's the word I'm looking for? Variety, and not everything is going to be the same. Okay. So I'm also using the nudge tool. What I'm doing is I'm hitting the arrows on my keyboard to like slightly adjust it. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with this. Now if you have letters that you want to change the color of, like if you say, oh, these two are orange, I want to change one, you can click on it and you can go to Enhance, Adjust Color, Adjust Hue Saturation. The shortcut is Command U. And you can move the hue around and you can adjust your letter accordingly. Sometimes if you have an image that has two colors, like even though this doesn't look like it, this M here, the background has a bit of a tint to it. So if I hit Command U and I start moving the hue around, you may notice, like for example here, the background's a bit light blue and the letter's a bit green. And it's not to say where if you want the letter to be orange, but you want the background here to be something other than this bluish green. Once you change one of the colors, every color changes. But you can also hit this button called Colorize. And what that'll do is it'll make it what they call monochromatic, where everything will be the same color. So you can see the background and the letter are variations of the same color. Alright. So I didn't want to change that at all. It was one of these. So. Now since the letter is black, the background changes, and honestly, you're not going to change much of the letter K. Okay. So once these look good, like the way you want to lay it out, and again, I can change the size of this of these words depending on how it's going to fit with all the other letters. What you can do now is you can join all of these layers together. So you have 6, layer 5, layer 4, layer 3, layer 2, layer 1. So I'm going to hold down the command button and I'm going to select the letters of just that first word. Okay. I'm going to right click, merge layers. So now this moves around in one unit and it makes life a little easier and you'll have less layers. So again, if when I get to a new word, Again, I'm not worried about the size. I can change it. I'm just worried about the way I am organizing these letters. So I'm going to make them all kind of lopsided and crooked and kind of random. So it's 11:30. I think I'm going to call it a night. I think I'm only going to do these 2 videos. I might throw in a third, but I think this should start you up for the first day or so for this project. I'm not quite sure when I'm going to be back. My daughter gave me the flu. So, let's see. So this looks good. It's smaller than the word making, but again, that's fine. I can change that later. Oops. I'm really having a problem getting these guys to stay. So, my keyboard's getting tired too. There we go. Merge layers. Yeah, I'm not using a mouse. I'm actually using my pad. So, okay. So, once again, you're going to be setting all these up. Of course, you're going to be changing the size of these words because my quote's a little bit bigger, so I'm not going to be able to make these words very, very big because I got to fit a lot on there. If you have a smaller quote, your letters are going to be bigger. And I'm going to talk about composition of the whole entire project in my next video. So, again, behind the scenes, I'm going to lay out all of my letters punctuation and stuff, like exclamation points and stuff like that. Just ignore that for now. In one of the other videos, I'm going to show you guys how to actually make some of these pieces as we need them. All right, good luck.